Hello, my dear students, and welcome to today's lesson. 10C, Read, Exercise C and Exercise D for Grade 9. Students' book pages 110 and 111. Let's get started. Let's start with the learning objectives. Students will be able to 1. Match 8 words with their meanings after reading the text. Oliver Twist. 2. Respond to 6 multiple choice questions after scanning the text. Now open your student's book page 110. Exercise C. Match the highlighted words from the text, these words, with their meanings. Here. Then check your answers in a dictionary. As you see here, we have 8 words, and here we have 8 meanings. We are going to match these words with their meanings. Now, pause the video, read the words, then go back to the text, then match these words with their meanings. Now let's check your answers. Number 1. Often. Very good, my students. It's with F. A child whose parents have died. Number 2. Rags. Very good, my students. It's with B. Old, torn clothes. 3. Stir. Excellent, my students. It's with H. To look at something or someone for a long time without moving your eyes. The next word, number 4, whisper. Good job, my students. It's with G. To speak very quietly so that other people cannot hear you. Number 5, wink. It's with A. To quickly close and open one eye as a signal to somebody. Number 6, nudge. Very good, my students. It's with D. To give a little push to somebody, especially with your elbow. 7, carriage. Excellent, my students. It's with E. The ability to do something difficult or dangerous without showing fear. 8, speechless. Good job, my students. It's with C. Not able to speak because you are very angry, surprised, etc. Well done, my students. This is exercise D in the student's book pages 110 and 111. And this is a while reading activity. In this exercise, we are going to respond to 6 multiple choice questions after scanning the text. Now scan the text, then read it carefully and answer the questions. Choose A, B, C, or D. As you see here, we have 6 multiple choice questions we are going to answer them. Of course, after scanning the text. Now, pause the video, read these questions and their options, then scan the text to answer these questions. Let's scan the text and you can follow the speaker. Let's start.
10C. 1. Read.
At last it was evening. The large stone hall of the workhouse filled with hungry, skinny young orphans dressed in filthy rags. Perhaps the word hungry doesn't accurately describe their grumbling, empty little stomachs. Starving would probably be more suitable. They had 3 meals a day, which consisted of only 1 bowl and no more of watery, tasteless soup, except on special occasions when they enjoyed a tiny piece of bread too. Moments after the food was served, it disappeared. The boys licked bowls, spoons and fingers and searched busily for a splash that they hadn't noticed. Because of this, the bowls never needed cleaning. Then they stared, as they always did, at the huge copper pot that held the soup. That evening appeared to be no different from any other. It was, though. Before dinner, all the boys had held a meeting and had made a decision. They couldn't suffer any longer. They had to act, and it was Oliver Twist who was chosen to perform the task. First, the boys whispered to each other. Then they winked at Oliver. The boy next to him nudged him and told him to go and ask for more food. It was time. Perhaps it was the hunger or the misery that comes with it that gave him courage. He rose from the table and walked up to the master, bowl and spoon in hand, and said, "Please, sir, I want some more." The whole room fell silent. The master's face turned white, not believing what he was hearing. He stared at Oliver for a few long seconds, speechless. All eyes were on the master, half fear, half hope. "What?" he said angrily. Without hesitating, again Oliver asked if he could have some more soup. The master was furious and did not reply. He raised his ladle high, not to serve more soup, but to hit poor Oliver violently on the head. The men in charge of the workhouse were shocked when the master rushed into their room. "I beg your pardon, sir. Oliver Twist asked if he could have some more." They quickly decided that they had to do something at once. The next morning, there was a poster at the gate of the workhouse offering £5 to anyone who would take Oliver Twist off their hands.
After scanning the text, let's check your answers. Question number 1. What's the main message of the first paragraph? Excellent, my students. It's C. The children didn't get enough food. Can you find a clue in the text to justify your answer? Very good, my students. It's here. The workhouse filled with hungry, skinny young orphans. Perhaps the word hungry doesn't accurately describe their grumbling, empty little stomachs. Starving would probably be more suitable. Good job, my students. Number 2. The bowls didn't need cleaning after the children finished eating because... Very good, my students. Because the children cleaned everything with their tongues. Can you find a clue in the text to justify your answer? Excellent, my students. It's here. The boys licked bowls, spoons, and fingers. Because of this, the bowls never needed cleaning. Good job, my students. 3. What did the other boys want Oliver to do? To find a solution, to eat more food, to make a request, or to act in a performance. Excellent, my students. To make a request. Can you find a clue in the text to justify your answer? Very good, my students. It's here. The boy next to him nudged him and told him to go and ask for more food. Well done, my students. Number 4. The first time Oliver asked for more soup, the master didn't react, was shocked, started shouting, or hit Oliver on the head. Excellent, my students. The master was shocked. Can you find a clue in the text to justify your answer? Very good, my students. The master's face turned white, not believing what he was hearing. He stared at Oliver for a few long seconds, speechless. Well done, my students. 5. What does ladle in line 31 mean? Pot, hand, voice, or spoon? Excellent, my students. It means spoon. Can you justify your answer from the text? Excellent, my students. It's here. He raised his ladle high, not to serve more soup. Well done, my students. Number 6. What did the people responsible for the workhouse want to do with Oliver? Punish him? Get rid of him? Help him escape? Or give him one more chance? Excellent, my students. Get rid of him. Can you find a clue in the text to justify your answer? Very good, my students. It's here. The next morning, there was a poster at the gate of the workhouse offering £5 to anyone who would take Oliver Twist off their hands, which means to get rid of him. Well done, my students. This is a post-reading activity in the student's book, page 111. Over to you. Discuss. Here we are going to discuss these two questions. Why do you think the master hit Oliver? What do you think will happen next? And here you can do a research. Do some research and find another book written by Charles Dickens that you would like to read. And you can keep this as a homework. Now, pause the video, think, then answer these two questions. Now let's check your answers. Here I have some suggested answers for you. You can compare them with your answers. Okay, my students, this is the end of our lesson today. I hope that you enjoyed the lesson. Till we meet again, thank you for watching and goodbye.